Hello there everyone, so today I'm going to show you my code that making me write a maximum of 200 characters including spaces and produces 6 statistics about the line using the string functions such as strlen, stir copy, and string cut, and stir cat where they simplify the word and manual characters by character scanning where appropriate. So there are following tasks that I have to do on getting using this following calls. So first task is I'm going to print out the total number of visible characters in the line and do count the final number, which is none. And next is count how many words the line contains and where is any consecutive sequence of English letters. So the English alphabet from A to Z in big letters or in a small letter. Count also. Next could be count count how many vowels A, E, I, or U, case insensitive, which means it could be bigger or lowercase, and how many consonants appear inside those words. So ignore everything else. So the fourth one would be print if the line first word and last words are identical, so which means it could also be case insensitive, doesn't have to be all bigger or lowercase. And the fifth one would be remove all non-letter characters and convert the rest to the same case and report if the resulting string read the same forward and backward or otherwise. Lastly, I'll put the entire original line in reverse order, characters and not words. So that's how. So I'm going to show you here my code, this side. So my program would have a header of hashtag include stdio.h, also include string.h. So these ones are the stdio is for the input and output functions, and the string is for the manipulation of the string length, string copy, string comp, and another following. And also I have here the include ctype.h. So these character functions to the other function calling to two tower is alpha and then one. So you can see here that I've told the program already how much length the length that were needed, so the number that were needed in the program. So I put there the max length 201 because you always have to include a null terminator. So next would be the function. So to define hyper functions, which is int is the underscore letter goes char C, and the int is vowel char C also, and lastly the void reverse string, which would be the one that could reverse our code later on users on characters and not the words. Yes, these three checks if the characters are in the it would really be an insensitive to the uppercase and lowercase. So next would be we would be taking the user's input. So next we would be taking the user's input where it was used char line as what it was defined earlier that our character should only be 20. I mean 200. But because there would always be a null exterminator, so it's gonna be 201. So in this part where we take the user input, reads the line of input max only 200 characters and removes the trailing new line from fgets. So there we can see that we're trying, if you're gonna put it in simpler way, we're trying to scan. So next would be initialize variables, where the int visible chars and sterling. We're gonna use the sterling here function and line. So this would be the ones that we placed earlier in the fgets. So we can get it here, and also the int word count is 0 is equals to 0, so that later on you can see that it was incremented. And the char max name is also one of the variables with a null. The char word is composed of 100 only. 99. Because you need to always remember the null exterminator. Next is char first word. The 100 also. It has a lot actually, the last word. And the int also, lastly, the int word is equals to 0. There's still a lot of variables that was also included here. So the visible chars count all visible characters, so that we could be able to distinguish it literally as the word count variable, where for tracking statistics. And the clean one stores all letters only, and those were in the lowercase parts. And next would be the first word and last word tracks the words for comparison. So just like what it was said earlier, it would track the first, it would compare the two words so that we would be able to distinguish if they were the same or if they were not. So next would be the flag, index, abstract words, boundaries, and string builder. So next we would be, there's a loop. We use the for loop, where if a character is a letter, it is add to cleaned and word. So and converts it to lowercase and counts the vowels and consonants within those characters. So it also starts a word if not already in one. So if the character is not a letter, so it ends the code there already. So it doesn't have to it exterminates the code directly. So it stops. So and it updates the first and last word variable that we called earlier to see and say that no, this is not a letter, nor a vowel, nor a consonant. So after the loop, checks if the string ended on a word and count if it is so letters. So next would be the int same words, the string count case. So the function's string count is already in this part. So it would compare the first and last words, just like what I've said earlier. So it uses a case insensitive comparison. So which means it could be uppercase or lowercase. Check if it match. So next would be check if clean string is palindrome. So there's also another for loop that was used that compares each characters with its counterpart from the end. So it also is equals, the palindrome is equals to 0, and if mismatch is found, so which means if the two letters is not the same, the first and last word, is not the same, it will equal to 0 instantly. So in the reverse string, where the line would be reversed, it uses a helper function. So to reverse the line character by character, so it actually how do you say this? It observes the letter one by one, so it should be properly examined. So like it's like, how do you call that? Isa-isahang check. So then lastly, it all prints out the outputs, and after all the loops were done, if all the how do you call this? If after scanning is done, it all prints out. Here displays all 6 requested outputs in order. So it would be the visible character, the word count, the vowel, the consonant count, the first and last comparison, the palindrome result, and lastly the reverse original line. So it's all placed there. So that's.
So right now I'm gonna show you the full code of my little program. So that's all my codes. I'm gonna show you output of the program I made. So it's actually two. It's 2 examples. As you can see, I tried my name in the first time and repeat my first name at the second try. So that's all. Thank you.